Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about my likes and dislikes about my first cruise and just a little backstory. My first cruise was on Virgin Voyages, Scarlet Lady, leaving out of Miami, and it was the 5-day Dominican days. We went from Miami to the Dominican Republic to Bimini, Bahamas, and returned back to Miami. We didn't want to go too far for our first cruise just in case we didn't like it, got seasick. The first thing that I loved about Virgin Voyages is the all-inclusivity of it. So it was one set price and it took care of it all, whether it was the restaurants at dinner or the pizza parlor during lunchtime, ice cream shop that we wanted to go to, as well as the tips for our restaurant waitresses and waiters and the attendants that came to the cabin and cleaned them every day. So everything was included. We didn't have to worry about anything. The only thing we did have to pay for extra was maybe some oysters at the restaurants or a tomahawk steak. Drink package. So the drink package was a little extra, and I will touch on that a little bit later. Cool. That go ahead and just leads me to the thing I love most is number 2 is the bracelet. We did have sailor bracelets that we just tapped with everything, whether it was getting into our room, paying for those extras that we just spoke about, or even embarking and disembarking on the ship from our port. So we go ahead and just scan in and brought up our picture and all our info. If you wanted to take them off, they were totally removable. We went ahead and just hung them up at night and good to go. Just put them on back in the morning. So yeah. Number 3 was the hospitality. So the overall hospitality was amazing. Everybody was so sweet on board. Everybody was super helpful, ready to answer any questions that we needed, especially as first-time cruisers. We didn't really know what we were doing, so it was nice to not feel intimidated by needing that help. So it was really cool. Restaurant style versus buffet style. What they did in the galley is what they call the room full of restaurants, whether it was ramen, it was bento boxes, burgers and fries, French toast, you name it. You were just sat down at whatever table was free, and they had little place cards in the middle that you could pull up the tab, and a server would come right to you and take your order. So that was really nice. Just order what you wanted. Of course, it was all inclusive unless you want to pay for something extra, like a drink or maybe a specialty coffee. So heading back to our room, we did have a tablet that controlled everything. As soon as we would walk in, it would open up the curtains, set up the lights. It really gave you a welcome back to your room feeling. To control your room, whether it was turning on their TV, setting up the different light modes, or opening and closing the curtains, you could just head onto your tablet and get that all checked out, as well as ordering room service, whether it was, hey, I need some fresh towels, I need my water refilled, or I need my bed configured to a sofa. You can go ahead and just order that on the tablet. Which brings me to the next like, which is the app. So the app was a little bit slow at some points. I'll give it that, but I did love the everything was all in one place, so to speak. So whether it was our schedules for the day, making sure we would make reservations for the dinner or ordering room service, we went ahead and just did it all through the app, and it was really convenient located. Which brings me to the room service aspect of it. Usually you would think room service, not that great of food. I don't know, maybe you don't, but I do. I've always had, before I used to order room service, I'm like, oh my gosh, room service, so amazing. And then I started ordering room service that's in places that we were at, and the food was mediocre. It was not that great at all. But so when we went ahead and ordered room service with this one, I wasn't really expecting much, just something bland, whatever, but it was so delicious. So my boyfriend ended up ordering steak and potatoes, which is really good. I got a chicken noodle soup. We even got dessert one of the times. They had so many different options, so many delicious options, and it all came packaged up in this cute container that you can just roll it back up and set it out, and it's good to go. So super delicious. You need to try it out if you are on Virgin Voyages. And also room service is free. It's included. There is a service charge, but if you pay for something like one of the extra specialty items, whether it's a specialty coffee or a juice maybe, then they will waive the service fee. So my last love of the Virgin Voyages is the live bands. Whether it was during the day or in the evenings, they would always have random live band pops-ups here and there, which is so nice. It was so beautiful and it really set the scene. They had a reggae band, which was really awesome. They really got into it. They had fun with it. They brought in the crowd. Really cool experience. We did that 2 nights in a row because we loved it. And then There was another night where we did a sail away party and they had just a couple singing and it was like romantic and just beautiful, and it really set the vibe of just I'm relaxing, we're disembarking, we're leaving, we're sailing away from the port, and it's magical. I don't know. They even had champagne. It was so nice. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the dislike slash what am I going to do differently now that I understand. I mean, I don't know everything about cruising, but at least I dipped my toes in and I know what I'm going to do for the next time. So, starting off with my dislike is the small pool area. They had two different pool areas and they had jacuzzis on the side, but during a sea day, just all ocean, we're just traveling that day and it's super hot. Everybody wants to be at that pool and there's not enough room, a lot of room to kind of hop in or whatnot. So maybe a bigger pool would have been nice, but definitely not a deal breaker. I loved the idea of having a jug of water in our room, and we had two glasses. So anytime we would just be done with it, we could always ask on our tablet or our app just to get it refilled, which is nice. But or 2 out of the 4 nights that we did order water like late night, maybe it was like midnight, we didn't get the water at all, and it sucked because we were so thirsty and we go through water like crazy. Especially at night, I love having a glass of water before I go to bed, or sometimes I wake up thirsty and I just love to have water at all times. We don't want to inconvenience anybody. We understand that it was at midnight and we should have got it earlier, but sometimes I didn't think ahead. So maybe I should have just thought ahead. Anyways, just having a closer water station to us would have been great. That way we can just refill our own jug of water. Yeah. Number 3, what we do differently is schedule our activities immediately. There's some things that you can't do, that you can't book until you get onto the ship connected to Wi-Fi. So that be morning yoga, be a dance class, a gym workout. So we can't do that until we get onto the ship. And we didn't know that. So when we got on, we're like, woohoo, let's just go explore. Where do we do next? You know? And we missed out on all those opportunities. So come like day 2, we're like, wait, there's so many things that we're missing out on and we can't do. And the pub crawls or even the ship show. We didn't get to go to the ship show, and that was one of the most talked about things to do. And it sucked that we missed it, but we know for next time to immediately book those things. That way we have a chance to really take advantage of all that the ship has to offer. Yeah. And that leads me to booking restaurants in advance. So I believe you can do it 45 days in advance. We booked this trip, it was a month in advance, so we didn't obviously have much time in general. So by the time we had that chance to book the restaurants, a lot of the items were already booked. The slots were booked until 9 p.m. So 9 p.m.'s one, it's kind of a late dinner for us. We weren't eating till 9, and then we'd go to bed like at midnight, maybe 1, so kind of late, but we were still pretty full, and that's way more food that we were planning on eating. But 2, 9 p.m. is usually when all the events are going on. So whether it's Scarlet Night, whether it's the ship show, whether it's another different show that they're putting on, a lot of the things are going on around that time. And because we had our dinner reservations, we were kind of missing out on those items. Just book the restaurants as soon as possible. That way you can get a nice, good time slot and fit everything in with your schedule. Last but not least is take advantage of the gym facility. They had such a beautiful setup. Treadmills overlooking the ocean, bikes that you can go on, the weight section. So really taking advantage of that. Because we were eating at 9 p.m., we were eating like 5-course meals all throughout the day, really taking advantage of the food and not working out really just took a toll on our bodies. We felt sluggish, we floated the whole time, when that could have easily been fixed. We love to take advantage of the food. That's no question to ask, but just take advantage of the gym to make sure we feel better throughout the day and get our exercise so we can keep on moving. If you guys have any tips or trips on cruising, let me know down below. Or if you guys have recently gone on a Virgin Voyages cruise, what do you guys think about it? Would you guys go on one again, or would you even try it out if you're new to cruising? So let me know down below. I know we will for sure be going on another Virgin Voyages cruise. We loved it. It was amazing. But that is it for this video. I hope to catch you guys on the next one.